And so if you look at the Nasdaq Composite, this is a index which is made up of 2,200 stocks. The total value of the index is 7 trillion, and the total value in 2008 and 2009 was about 2 trillion. And you know, uh, if you mute, I think Arvind, if you mute, we'll get a better audio. So I've muted you. Um, so I'll unmute you later. So anyway, we've got 2 trillion in valuation in 2002 and 2009. Currently, the top 10 businesses in the Nasdaq Composite make up 2 trillion. So the top 10 make up 31%, and the top 100 make up 5 trillion. And amongst the top 100, you have the Facebooks and the Amazons and all of that. And so you have 2,100 stocks that are worth about 2 trillion, and you have 100 names that are worth 100 that are worth 5 trillion. And one more thing I'd like to just point out, the Nifty 50 in 73, 74 had some tech names. They had Xerox, Polaroid, Kodak, Digital, IBM, and so on. And with the sole exception of IBM, all the tech component of the Nifty 50 uh, pretty much disappeared. I mean, almost all the value was lost. And that is because, like Buffett says, rapidly changing business industries are the enemy of the investor. And so the ones that have stayed, even though they didn't deliver a good return, have been the non-techs, the kind of the Coca-Colas and Disneys and such of the world. They have endured. And today, when you look at the Nifty 50, it is all tech, and it is all in areas of rapid change. And so it is questionable whether the the 1972 Nifty 50, it's 43 years since that peak of the Nifty 50, and Coke is still with us, and Disney is still with us, and so on. Many of them have made it through, but if you look 43 years from now, which is would be 2000, what would be 43 years? So 2068, I think. Yeah. So 2068. If I were a betting man, I wouldn't bet that in 2068 uh, we have Netflix around. I mean, that'd be a pretty tall order to make that bet, just because of the reconfigurations and such that take place. So that's the second piece of the difference between, the other thing about these two. So the first set of bubbles we saw were 40 years apart, approximately 38 to 40 years apart. The Nifty 50, the last Nifty 50 and the current one is 43 years apart. So you're seeing about this, let's say 37 to 43 year between these mega bubbles. And it's again the same thing, which is none of the investors who are coming into Amazon and Uber and all that today have any memory of the 1973-74 Nifty 50. Never lived through it. Don't even see the parallels. And, you know, my lone voice in this will just get drowned out. So no one's going to care about what I'm trying to say here. And that's just the nature of things. Um, and so then we get to uh, the Nasdaq Composite. Of course, went from 5,000 to 1,200. The current situation is not as extreme as 2000. That was a very extreme situation, and it's hard to predict what happens. It could flatline for a long time, or it could correct in a short period, or anything in between. But the best advice I could give is just to stay away from the high flyers. Look at other places. And we are seeing a little bit of different situation play out. So what happened to the Nifty 50 in 73, 73, 74, we had these kind of huge macro events take place, like the oil embargo, the big lines outside gas stations, the price controls, huge inflation, impeachment of a president, the Vietnam War, a lot of things are going on. What is happening right now is it's happening kind of quietly, and I think they're being taken out back and shot, but they're taken out back and shot one by one. So, I don't have a slide on GoPro, which I love as a camera. I'm sure many of you have a GoPro camera. Uh, Look at the stock chart on that, and when you look at that peak valuation on GoPro, what are people thinking? Yeah, it's a nifty camera, but what would it take to one up GoPro? And what is the situation with GoPro in 2068? It's not going to be around. I mean, there's no chance. So what we are seeing is like the we are seeing the shakeouts happen one at a time. Like the MySpaces of the world are gone. Twitter's now at 40% less than peak valuation. Living Social, which was like Groupon, uh, had a $4.5 billion valuation at the last round. They were going to go public. They never went public. They've gone from 4,500 to 800 employees, and they're burning cash. Square IPO at less than 50% of the value of the last venture round, which is very unusual. And these unicorns that people talk about, which is private companies with over $1 billion valuation, there are 141 unicorns currently with a combined value of 500 billion. Many are going to be real businesses for a long time, but I wouldn't expect them to, for most of them, to deliver the goods for investors. And I think with that we are at the end, and we can now unmute Arvind for Q&A.